Game 7, you ready? I was built for this.
Game 7, game 7, game 7, it's go time. Go time. It's go time. It's go time. Game 7, game 7, game 7, it's go time. Go time. It's go time. It's go time.
Welcome, everybody, this evening, should I say Game 7 Eve. Yes, you are watching a live episode of Spurs in Focus right here on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, Pocket Cast, Amazon Podcasts. Go subscribe right now, especially on YouTube side. And Spurs in Focus Substack, completely free. Sign up today. Me, this guy next to me, Rudy Campos, we thank you for making Spurs in Focus your first and only spot for all things San Antonio Spurs. Ignore everybody else. Unsubscribe to them. You want to come here to Spurs in Focus each and every time you need to talk San Antonio Spurs. My name is Jeff Garcia, longtime Spurs writer in San Antonio. That guy, again, that's Rudy Campos. He's with The Sports Answer. And it's time to get hyped. You saw it yourself. A freaking alien landed in San Antonio and joined Victor in the basketball court, and we're just getting him hyped up for Game 7. So you should be hyped. It's Game 7 Eve. Rudy is hyped. What are we talking about today? Keys to a Spurs victory. I got my 3. Rudy has his 3. Our general thoughts on a Game 7 itself. Legacies on the line, maybe. We're going to get into that and more predictions. What is Vegas saying as far as who is winning tomorrow night or while you're watching this today? And then if we have any Spurs fan comments, we're going to get to them. Rudy's manning that. We got a lot to talk about. Let's dive into it. So, yes, it is Game 7. It kicks off tomorrow night, Saturday in OKC. Yes, Game 7 will be decided away from San Antonio. Shouldn't be a problem because Rudy, throughout the entire series, one thing is very evident. This Spurs team is just that much better than OKC statistically, and I got the numbers. What do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, the San Antonio Spurs have been the best team in this series from start to finish. Outside of one game where they had a bunch of turnovers, they kind of shot themselves in the foot on that game. Everything else, I mean, when the Thunder have won, they've won, but they haven't won convincingly like San Antonio has in 2 of these games already. I mean, you're talking what, plus 20-something point wins over OKC, holding them to 82 points in one game. Again, holding them under 100 this past game last night, actually. So, yeah, the Spurs have been the more dominant team, both sides of the court. The problem is like we mentioned, the turnovers on one game that kind of killed them right there. But you look at it on paper, Jeff. I mean, they've been able to keep Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in check the entire series.
For sure.
If not for one 30-point game, if you subtract the amount of free throws that he had made, I think he scores like 15 points in that game, 16 points. So they've been able to keep him off the line. I know you hear about Flopper, you hear about all this other stuff, but at the end of the day, the Spurs have been playing Spurs basketball. They haven't gotten a lot of the calls that you would hope they have gotten. The refs have kind of played a little bit into it a little bit here, but nonetheless, when it comes to both teams, the Spurs have been the best team. It's on paper. If you're watching and studying the games, you'll be able to tell that they've been the best team in this series.
They say numbers don't lie, Rudy, and they really don't. All right, so let's look at the conference final statistics. Start off with, the Thunder, the home team. We'll start off with the Thunder. All right, so in the series versus the Spurs, the advanced metrics show this. The Thunder's offensive rating is 109.5. All right, so you're thinking to yourself, okay, what is the Spurs offensive rating in the conference final? 112.1, just a little better. Defensive rating, all right, well, the Thunder defensive rating of 112.1. All right, Spurs defensive rating is 109.5. That much better. What about the net rating? All right, so what does that equal to? Well, the Spurs right now in the conference final have a plus 2.6 net rating, while the Thunder are a minus 2.6. Stats don't lie. This team is just that much better than the Thunder, and they have all the tools, and we've been seeing it. SGA has been able to dance around everybody because nobody has guys like Steph Castle who are dogs on defense, Carter Bryant who will just body check them, and let them know that, hey, I'm here. Even Harper's a big kid, and those 3 guys give SGA issues, the defensive end. So that's the reason why we haven't seen a signature SGA game in any of the 6 games this series. Wemby, there's no answer for him. We're just gonna move on. All right. OKC doesn't have an answer for him. Right.
Absolutely.
Moving on. That's absolutely obvious. So what does it come down to? Well, it's usually in these series so far, Rudy, it's come down who punches first, who does the little mistakes, and who gets help for their stars. SGA, you're in the games that the Thunder have won, you saw McCain, you saw Dort, you saw Chet. Those guys step up. Caruso, big time. For the Spurs, balanced scoring. Look what happened in game 6. You had Wemby, you had Castle, you had Harper, you had so many guys contributing, so you get help for your stars. It's going to come down to this. But, Rudy, is the elephant in the room that we're going to talk about is that the refs, how the refs are going to call game 7?
Absolutely. I mean, game 1 was the crew was the exact same crew as game 6. And as you could tell, those have been probably the best games for San Antonio, as well as, OKC. Game 1 was a memorable game. I mean, probably goes down as one of the best NBA playoff games that we'll ever see in our lifetime. And that says a lot between these two teams. But then also game 6, you saw the physicality. They were allowing both teams to be physical. They kind of swallowed the whistle. When the refs don't determine the outcome of the game, the better team tends to win. So far, the Spurs have been able to show that when the refs do not play a part, they're able to play physical. They're able to get through it to OKC, get into their mind as well. They play a lot of mental games with OKC. So you're right. The refs need to kind of swallow the whistle, let them play, let them determine. I don't think they've announced crews yet for the game yet, but a lot of people are worried about Tony Brothers. I don't see Brothers because he was game 5. I do maybe see Scott Foster being the ref for game 7. So I'm gonna say that we have to take into consideration OKC is at home. They're gonna get a lot of the home cooking calls. It just matters if San Antonio can keep their calm, they keep their cool, keep their composure, and not allow the refs to get into their head. Just play the game that you're able to play. To be honest, Jeff, the Spurs are out shooting the Thunder when it comes to free throws. So it's not like the Thunder are getting to the line a whole lot in this series anyway. So again, hoping the refs don't take the momentum out of Spurs runs. That's kind of been what we've seen in these last 3 games and the losses. Hopefully they swallow the whistle, man.
I want to go back to SGA and how much the Spurs defense has just been a nightmare for him. So we'll travel back in time. All right. So against the Suns, he was a plus 10.8. All right. No shocker there. It's the Suns, right? He should be dominating them. What about the semifinals versus the Lakers? He was a plus 7.8. Wow, he's still being effective. Now you fast forward to the conference finals, he's now a minus 4.7. That's how much damage defensively the Spurs are doing to the defending NBA MVP. And he is just shooting atrociously. In this series so far, going into game 7, 26% shooting from the 3 line. What about from the field goal? 37% shooting from the field, man. He is just struggling. Struggling. For the whole series, Rudy, going into game 7, he's only made 1 3-pointer. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. He is getting the cuffs. He's getting the clamps from Futurama. The robot literally name was Clamps.
I remember that. Yeah,
Futurama. He's getting the clamps right now, everybody. And the Spurs defense has just been stifling on him. They just know how to DM up, and they get up for that. Castle gets up for that assignment. Carter gets up for that assignment. Harper, I'm pretty sure he gets thrilled going up against the NBA MVP right now. Rudy, I get it. Look, it's in OKC. Does that worry you? Are you concerned for this young Spurs team having to show up and beat OKC in their gym?
If you're not worried, then I question whether you're even breathing. I mean, you are in an opposing team's gym. The hostile crowd that we've seen in OKC, it's one of the better, crowds in the NBA, one of the better fan bases, and they prove it. They come to play every single night when they're in OKC, and you know what? The fans do make a difference. They make it tough for road teams to come in and get a victory. Yes, I am a little nervous, as the rest of San Antonio should be. I mean, you should be nervous, but again, these are the moments that when you talk to a guy like Victor Wembanyama, if you're talking to him one-on-one, which you probably have before, I've talked to other NBA players as well when they've been in game 7s, and it all comes down to what they all say, and it's always going to be the exact same thing. There's no tomorrow. What we have to do is get the win now. But these are moments that every player lives for, especially the legends of the game, the superstars of the game, the future legends of this game. They all live for a game 7. What do you always hear about Jordan? What do you always hear about, these other guys, Curry, Durant, everybody, the legends of the game, Bird and Magic, you
Yeah.
know, it's moments like this that can either make or break a legacy, as you mentioned earlier. Right now, the Spurs have to look at it as, you know what? We were playing with house money. We were supposed to maybe make the play-ins. We were maybe supposed to make a playoff appearance. Nobody had us as a number 2 seed in the West or number 2 overall in the NBA. This is house money. Why not get it done right now? This is legacy time. This is momentum time. This is where the Spurs leave their footprint on what determines how the rest of these guys' careers can go from here on out. Game 7, huge, huge, huge moment.
Yeah, it is. And I was talking to you before we hit the record, the live button, I should say. Let's think about Game 7 in Spurs history, man. This is going to rank right up there with Game 7, Pistons, Spurs in the NBA Finals. Game 7, Blazers, Spurs back in the 90s with Robinson and Strickland and Sean Elliott. This is ranks right up there. This is going to be a big, big game. Rudy, I'm hoping for a close game. I want to be entertained in the Game 7. That's for me personally.
Why?
Because I just want to be entertained. That's why. I just want to be entertained. I want to have fun. I want to have one final hurrah, fun game 1-ish like game because I want to be entertained. But there's also the side of things like, no, Spurs, you're going to win. Let's put this team out early because you have to do a quick turnaround to New York City. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm kind of if I want to be entertained, Jeff, I'm watching WWE or I'm watching, a movie or something. That would be the only entertainment I want. What I want to see is I want to see the Spurs put this game away really quick. Similar, to the way that when Victor comes out and he's all business and he's taking care of business right away, Spurs tend to win every single game when Victor gets at least 10 to 12 points in that first quarter. When he puts his foot on the throat of OKC, they are not going to be able to come back and beat this San Antonio team. I want to be able to see at least a 13, 14-point lead at the end of the first quarter. Why? Because you have to figure in them being at home, the crowd, the way they play at home, that we're comfortable there. That 14-point lead is probably going to diminish down to 5, maybe 4 points. You still have a little bit of room to wiggle there in case you have any type of turnover issues or whatever. They've got to come out. They've got to pound the ball inside. They've got to get OKC in foul trouble. Something that they've been able to do this entire series. They've been able to get a lot of these guys in foul trouble. So continue that. Make sure Wemby gets at least 8, 10, 12 shots in that first quarter. Let the offense run through him. Let the offense run through Fox as well. Castle's doing a phenomenal job. But I don't want to see a close game. I don't want to come in the fourth quarter with the Spurs up by 3 or 4 points and 2 minutes left in the game. No, to me, that's too close. That kind of goes by what you talked about earlier about the refs. That's when you kind of get the refs involved. They're going to call certain calls. They're going to call certain fouls. Castle gets to the basket. He gets hit across the head. Are they going to call it? That's where you put the opportunity for the refs to make a call and ruin this series that's been great already for both teams. I want to see at least a 111-95 win for San Antonio. That's what I'm looking at. But again, no close game at all. If it was in San Antonio, Jeff, I would say, okay, give me a close game. But it's not. Yeah. It's in OKC. You're in enemy territory. You do not want a close game at all.
Yeah. We'll see what this young Spurs team is made of. They're definitely going to be their mettle going to be tested tomorrow or today by the time we're listening to this show out in OKC. Once again, we're joined by Mr. Rudy Campos with the Sports Answer. He's on X at the Sports Answer. I'm on X at Jeff G Spurs Zone. Give us a follow right now. We're previewing on Game 7 Eve, Spurs Thunder. Yeah. Winner take all for the marbles. It's everything is on the line. So about legacies now. So I think the biggest legacy on the line right now is probably SGA, right? It's him. He is the defending NBA MVP. He is considered one of the greatest, well, I don't know, greatest yet, but he's rising up fast to be considered one of the best guards in NBA lore.
Yeah.
I think he has a lot to lose if the Thunder don't move on. I don't know if it's Wemby because, like you said, Wemby and the Spurs were not supposed to be here.
This is house money.
This is house money. Remember, the Spurs were projected to be kind of a 40-ish win team this season. They blew that open. So even if the Spurs come short, I don't think it hurts Wemby and the Spurs because guess what? They're probably going to be right back there next season and probably going beyond if they don't win Game 7.
Absolutely.
How big is this for SGA? Just him?
SGA alone. So you're talking about a guy who's back-to-back MVPs. Already, a lot of people today are putting him up there with the best guards, in the league.
Yeah.
You're talking Isaiah Thomas, point guard wise, Isaiah Thomas, Magic Johnson, but overall guard. So right now, if SGA was to get through the Spurs and get through to the New York Knicks and win another title, yeah, you could start talking about him being, up there in the echelon of guards. I mean, he's already accomplished a lot in a little bit amount of time, but his legacy really is on the line. If he can't get past San Antonio, and if he does, and he can't get past New York, that brings up a lot of questions. When is the next time you're going to see OKC possibly back in the finals, considering San Antonio is right on their heels, if not even better than them? You have to expect the Spurs in the offseason are not going to just get worse. They're going to get better. I mean, they've got players that they can trade away that isn't going to affect their core. They've got draft picks that they still have stashed. So OKC's already looking towards next season, knowing they're not going to be the favorites in the West.
Yeah.
Consider the fact that you've also have possibly Giannis going out West too. You've got a lot of movement that's going to be happening in the NBA. So the West is probably going to get stronger. His legacy definitely is on the line. Why? How many more times is he going to win MVP after this year? Probably zero.
Yeah.
This is probably going to be his last MVP title, period. So again, if you're only going to have 2 MVPs, if you're only going to have 1 title, that's not much of a legacy to leave, when it comes to your career. Right. So 100%, when you look at Wemby, his legacy is intact. Playing with house money.
It's fine. Yeah.
SGA, this is a make or break series for him. If he loses to San Antonio, he goes back to just being a superstar in the league, and you can't really put him up in the echelon of guards after this.
Yeah, I don't know if you're ready to put him in the category of a James Harden, like good regular season.
No, he's way beyond James Harden.
Yeah.
I will say that. He's way beyond there. I mean, if he wins another title, I mean, you've got to put him up in the likes of maybe Curry. You have to put him, in the likes of somebody like that. But if he doesn't, then he's above James Harden. He's more in that maybe Dwayne Wade category.
Okay.
I mean, great guard, but even at that, I mean, Dwayne is a better defender than SGA is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a really big debate. And like Derek said on the show earlier, the best way to put this debate down is for San Antonio just to win. No more talk about it.
I know we're not at Game 7 yet. This is Game 7 Eve, or by the time we're watching this show, Game 7 is a few hours from now. The Spurs, Wemby, the Thunder, Chet, etc. They all downplayed that this is a rivalry. They really have. But is this series making this Thunder Spurs a bona fide rivalry already? Are we there already?
Yeah, you are. You have to be there. I mean, you see the bad blood between Wemby and Chet going back to the high school days of basketball. I mean, you see that bad blood. You see the way Castle plays against SGA. You see the fear in McCain's eyes after Plumlee and Biyombo came in and did what they did. So yes, there's a rivalry already building. You see the rivalry as far as fans go. I mean, you see fights in San Antonio.
There were fights in San Antonio, everybody.
Thunder and Spurs fans. You're seeing, if you're on Twitter or X or whatever, social media, you see the banter back and forth. It's not even banter anymore. It is legitimate. Like, if you could throw hands on social media, you are throwing hands on social media. So nothing tells me that this is not a rivalry. It's a rivalry 100%.
Oh, yeah, it really is. Let's go ahead and bring in that video here so we can see it. I got it for everybody. This actually happened in San Antonio. Game 6, Spurs, Thunder fans going at Yeah, it got heated with Spurs and Thunder fans. Y'all saw there, but my goodness, yeah. By the way, that was courtesy of Instagram, so that's where it came from. But
Yeah.
whew, I hope the Spurs and Thunder have that kind of fire on the court. I got to see that kind of fire. I got to see that type of intensity in the game 7 that is just hours from now. Think about this too, Rudy. The Spurs, once the ball goes up in the air, they'll be 48 minutes away from going to the NBA Finals if they can do it. 48
If they can
minutes.
do it,
That's it.
then
48 minutes.
you're really playing with house money if you do that. I mean,
Yeah.
that is, I guarantee you, no person at the beginning of the season had San Antonio this close to an NBA Finals appearance.
Yeah.
Nobody. I don't care.
No.
Unless you were in the locker room, of course, every player believes they're going to be a title
Sure.
winning team at the end of the year. But fandom wise, no, not at
Yeah.
all.
All right, let's get to our keys to a Spurs win. All right, I'll kick us off, everybody. I got my Spurs win. Let me go bring it up for you guys. And there it is. All right. I need angry Wemby. We said it on the show. Rudy's highlighted when Wemby is pissed, when he's coming out, all guns firing, hitting threes, getting aggressive, getting to the free throw line, scoring in double figures, the Spurs' chances to win spike. So you're going to need angry Wemby. I need to watch the defense now for the Spurs side because we're talking about legacies for SGA. He may want to come out and have a signature SGA game. He had 30 points in the series so far in the game, but we really haven't felt his presence. There hasn't been that, my God, he did this and he did that. And look at this. He's just cooking the Spurs defense. He hasn't done that yet. And hopefully it doesn't happen in game 7. So I got to watch for an SGA signature game. So I'm looking at you, Harper, Castle, Carter Bryant, whoever's checking him, Julian Champagny. You got to check him. Keep him in check. And I'm going to steal a line from the Karate Kid. Strike first, strike hard, no mercy. Now, why do I say that? Whoever comes out swinging first usually wins. And if you look at the recent history, it's been the Spurs exploding in the first. In the 3 games ago, so about game 3, they came out firing first, but they lost. But nevertheless, they came out swinging. Game 4, I think it was, or game 5, same thing. They came out swinging and they got won. Game 6, we saw that the Spurs came out swinging and they won. So there's a pattern there. You even hear guys like SGA after the game saying they punched us first. They punched us first. Castle has said as well. So whoever strikes first, strikes hard, and shows no mercy is probably going to win this game. But those are the 3 keys. So Spurs, need you to put your Karate Kid Cobra Kai dojos on and get that mentality in there. Those are my 3 keys. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I like all 3 keys, especially Angry Wembanyama. That's going to be one of my keys, but it's going to be worded a little bit differently. As mentioned on the Sports Answer with the Friday Drive with Derek, I applaud the national media and even some local media for pissing Victor Wembanyama off because he left and didn't even talk to them. They got so upset they started berating him, calling him out on social media and everything. And you know what? All you did was anger a person that was already pissed off. I get it. A player, has a bad game or they got a loss and didn't deserve to lose. What are you going to say? You're not going to say anything that you probably, haven't already heard. What more can a player say other than just get out there? You have nothing nice to say. Don't say nothing at all. So my mom used to always tell me, she still tells me that to this day. So yeah, an angry Victor Wembanyama is the reason why the Spurs took game 6. He came in focused. Go to when they did the player introductions. He did not make a smile. He did not do anything. Nope. He was focused, had his head down. Didn't want to talk to anybody. Even showed it after the game when they tried talking to him on the national media side. Very short, very pop-esque answers, just very quick to the point and gone. So, yes, you need angry Wemby. The SGA signature game, I'm going to say this, and hopefully it doesn't get to OKC fans for you, Jeff, and I'm sorry if it does, but that SGA signature game hasn't happened in the series. I don't think it happens in game 7. The Spurs have found a way to keep SGA in check. I'm going to get to another key for that as well on my part. But yeah, you may have in a signature game. The only way that happens is if he gets to the line again and he shoots 15 to 17 from the free throw line. Because remember, in that game, I believe he had 31. Subtract those 15. He's normally getting me, 4 to 5 free throws a game against the
Yeah.
San Antonio Spurs on average. So, I mean, you're talking about at least a 20-point game, if anything, for SGA right there.
Yeah.
Got to keep him in check the way they've been doing. Strike first, strike hard, no mercy. Love it because, yes, when they continue to strike first, when they continue to win the first quarter, they've got to win it by double digits like they have in these wins. And when they've been able to get double digit first quarter wins, it's almost impossible for SGA as well as OKC to even focus because now they're fighting in quicksand. And the more you fight in quicksand, the more you sink.
By the way, you know he's averaging only 9 free throw attempts in this series. That's it. 9.
That's it.
That's it.
And I get the flopping, comment. And the more I look at it, the more I have to say, yes, he flops. But it seems like what pisses people off the most is the flop happens during a Spurs momentum drive. They're either trying to get back in the game, something happens, boom, it kills their momentum, or the Spurs are up by 6 or 7 points. Then here comes a flop. The fouls start to add up, and that's where it's like, well, they're adding up, they're adding up, they're adding up. Oh, well, I mean, they're going to add up, but you have to keep him off the free throw line. So, yeah, he's only shooting like 9 free throws a game, which is nothing, man.
Yeah, nothing compared to him. All right. We're going to take a very quick break. When we get back, Rudy's going to give us his 3 keys to a Spurs win. We're going to give our predictions, what Vegas has projected for the winner, Game 7. And then we do have some comments, so we'll get to you guys coming up next.
Quicksilver here, and I urge all Spurs fans to unite and subscribe to Spurs in Focus on YouTube.
They need that type of angry Wemby going at the
Angry
rim, like
Wemby.
Superman there. I need that. We're back, everybody. Right here, Spurs in Focus, live recording. And we're talking Game 7, obviously. Big game, Saturday afternoon or Saturday evening. And I hit my 3 keys to a Spurs win. Rudy, you got to tell us what yours are.
So my first key to victory is you had Angry Victor, and I love Angry Victor. He came out on passion, but I need to see focus Victor is what I need to see. That's my number 1 key. You saw in Game 6, he was completely focused. He was pissed off at the national media. He was pissed off at everybody around him, maybe even pissed off at some teammates. Who knows? But he came in focused. He did have a smile on his face. He came, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. He was kind of relaxed. He was kind of chill. He was kind of shooting around. You could see a little smile here and there, not acting like it wasn't super important. And I get it, kind of sounds wrong, but it's not. Came in Game 6, no smile on his face, made sure to get the job done. When the game was intact, that's when you saw Victor kind of let up a little bit. I need the exact same focused Wembanyama coming into Game 7. Why? Just because, like in Rocky, there is no tomorrow. He's aware of that. I'm sure he's already made it clear to his teammates, you know what? There is no tomorrow. We need to focus now. We need to get this victory because why? A dream season is about to be popped and bursted. And you know what? You're going to wake up. Victor does not want that. Victor understands getting a title opportunity in year 3, year 4 of him already.
Jeez. Yeah.
It's almost unheard of, especially with the team as young as San Antonio. So focus Victor is what I need. SGA coming up now. My key to victory for the Spurs is continue to make this guy work. You've seen him dribble the ball constantly. What have I always say about SGA? When you make him dribble the ball for seconds upon seconds upon seconds until the clock is starting to run out, the shot clock, he tends to panic a little bit. He tends to try to get to his spot. Keep him off his spots. If you can keep him off his spot, it's going to be a long night for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. But what you mentioned also, Jeff, you've got to body him. You have to make sure everybody is switching on him. If you make life tough for SGA, everybody around him kind of tends to start panicking a little bit. They try to start getting up shots that they're not normally supposed to take. My last thing is this. It's defense. It's one word that San Antonio has been focused on since the David Robinson era. It is defense. You've got to make it tough for these guys. Continue to close out on the 3-point shooters. They left a lot of those guys open, especially Jalen Williams. They didn't make them in Game 6. Thank God they didn't make them in Game 6. They shot, I believe, 25% from beyond the arc. you're not going to get the same type of performance from Oklahoma City beyond the arc. You're not going to get them shooting 37% from the field in general in Game 7. They're going to shoot a lot better. So you've got to be sure to close out on the guards on screens and pick and rolls. You got to be sure to switch. You got to be able to fight through these screens, and do not allow the officials to determine and dictate how this game is going to go.
Yeah.
You know what? If you're in foul trouble, you're in foul trouble. You have no more tomorrow if you lose. Play with physicalness, play with aggressiveness, play with the same style that you've been able to beat this team by 20 plus points in 2 of these games. It's been proven the formula works. They just have to keep doing it.
Those are some great keys. Some great keys. You know, you put all 6 of them, 3 and 3, 6 together. Spurs, you get the W, right, everybody? Yeah. We'll see. Just a quick injury report. The Spurs do have a clean report. Everybody's good to go. Jalen Williams will not suit up for the Thunder in Game 7. I mean, he wasn't really effective in Game 6, and they were barely just using him in spot minutes.
He was still hurting in Game 6. He should.
Why does it feel like they play better without him?
They do. They play a lot better without him.
They play a lot better without him. So I think
it's one last guy that you have to worry about getting going is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a quick injury report. All right. So what is Vegas saying? We're going to get into our predictions after what we hear from Vegas. We're going to ask Rudy if he buys or sells it. Sure. So Vegas via DraftKings Sportsbook has the Thunder winning by 3.5. They're a -3.5 going into Game 7.
Mm-hmm.
So buy or sell?
Buy it. 100% buy it. I mean, you know, in the NFL, we know that if you're a 3-point favorite, you get 3 points basically for being the home team. Similar to the NBA, they're in Oklahoma City, so they're going to get minimum at least 2 points, you know, automatically right out the bat. So 3.5-point favorite means that in my world that the Thunder are only favored by 1.5 points, if even at that. So I'm buying it. I mean, again, OKC is a very tough place to play. It's very rare that you see teams go in there and get W's in OKC. Spurs have been able to do it, and that it's just the crowd, man. The home crowd. It's going to be hot, and if you can just block out the noise, if you can just, like I said, make sure that you're just playing what's gotten you here from day one of the season, continue to do that. You're going to come out victorious. But I am buying 3.5. I mean, OKC, you're at home. You're going to get the points.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the line. Obviously, Spurs plus 3.5. So I'm gonna take the Spurs winning by 3.5. I think it's gonna be another duplicate of Game 1. Very close game. I want to be entertained. I know Rudy doesn't want that to happen, but I think the Spurs can do it. Why? Because they've proven regular season, postseason, every challenge they have to face, they meet.
Mm-hmm.
How about getting down double figures versus the Blazers in their gym? Down by 20 twice. They met the challenge and they won. How about, dealing without Wemby for a concussion? And they dealt without Wemby and they survived and they won. What about in an elimination game, Game 6 in San Antonio, a couple of nights ago, by the time you listen to this, or yesterday if you're watching right now, they met the challenge and they won. I think going into hostile territory, it could be another challenge. A Game 7 challenge, I get the Spurs winning. They've proven me wrong time and time again. Whenever I thought the odds were against them, I'm not going to fall for it anymore. I get the Spurs winning a very, very close one. All right. Before we get into fan comments, just real quick, we need you to subscribe to Spurs in Focus on YouTube, iTunes, Pocket Cast, Amazon Podcasts. Go subscribe to the Substack if you want. It's free. Go do it right now. And apparently, now my show is allowed to have super chats. So if you're feeling generous, you want to help me and Rudy out. I was surprised yesterday, Rudy. I had to talk to Rudy. What was that about? And he explained it to me. So we do have that option. If you want to go for it, it's there. You don't have to.
It's a good way to support the show. Yeah.
It's a good way to support the show. All right, Rudy. We got about 5-10 minutes-ish left. So what we got in the comments?
Yeah, we got some comments here. Mason Mann says, hi. Willie from Twitter World is saying they are better with J-Dub and Mitchell sideline. Game 5 was an eye-opener, though.
That's right, I forgot about
He's nervous for Game 7. Yeah, AJ Mitchell, he's actually been out since, Game 2, I believe. So he's going to be out for probably the remainder of the season, I would think. I wouldn't think they wouldn't bring him back even if they make the finals. But it was an eye-opener. But one thing I will tell Willie is this, Jeff, is where you saw the effects that it had on the Spurs in Game 5, Mitch and the coaching staff, and again, shout out to Sean Sweeney. Congratulations on that magic head coaching gig. they've been able to figure out their mistakes, and not just them. One thing we've seen throughout the entire season was that when the Spurs lose, they've always been focused and thinking, okay, we know what went wrong. They fix it for the next game. It's a reason why they didn't lose more than 2 games in a row all season and still haven't lost more than 2 games in a row all season. Why? Because they're able to bounce back and they know what went wrong. So I get the concerns, I get the nerves. I think the nerves are great for game 7. But again, if you'll be able to tell right off the bat, I guarantee you'll be able to tell if this is going to be a win or a loss for San Antonio. Just look at the last 6 games. If they start off the way that they have in those wins, they're going to win. If they get off to a slow start, it's probably going to be a loss.
Yep. All right. What's the next comment we got?
It says, how long have we been doing this stream? We're doing it for a while, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, for a while,
that
yeah.
super bar in here is a couple of times last night. I think we were better than these fools.
Yes. We
They've
showed
been the
numbers
best team
earlier.
all series. I mean, they've been
Yeah,
the best team all series.
Again, if you're watching, just rewind a bit to the start-ish of the show. I gave you the advanced numbers: defensive rating, offensive rating, net rating. It's all in favor of the Spurs.
Yeah.
And we even gave you some other stats. You know how SGA was just doing SGA stuff versus the Suns and the Lakers, but his net rating or his plus minus, versus the Spurs is in the minus.
Yeah.
So it's right there, man.
Yeah. Super bar also has it. Pop calls it appropriate amount of fear for them.
I think that's good. I don't want them to come in cocky. That would be the worst thing for them. They gotta. If they're not scared, then they're not alive. So Spurs play with a little bit of fear.
26 points in game. I'm assuming 10 in the paint is a Wemby stat for game 7. So they want to see at least 26 points, but 10 points in the paint.
Well,
go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, Mitch Johnson said it too in the loss. He said like Wemby should be getting more touches than what he got in that game. So they're aware of it. You just got to feed him the ball.
Let me feed you this right here. 26 points is great. And that's a good stat for Wemby to have. 10 in the paint, awesome. But let me hit you with this. If he can get at least 18 to 20 in the first half, they're unbeatable. They're unbeatable. So that's the key. If he can get to that 18, 20-point game in the first half, then you know the Thunder pretty much are going to write it in because they haven't been able to control him when he gets going like that. So great comment. We got this tomorrow. Spurs got all the momentum. Go Spurs, go. From Pete Aguilar. This one kind of confused me. I don't think it was a troll job, but rumor is Carter Bryant is suspended for game 7. I have not heard any word. There's been no issues on that. Yeah, I think maybe because of the elbow that Carter Bryant threw, but no, nothing at that. Kim Bonds and Dylan and Vassell are crucial to getting this win. We've talked about Devin Vassell, man. Probably the MVP of this series, maybe if not for Victor. You almost have to give Devin some love on that because he's been hot, dude. This guy's been
absolutely
extremely hot. And per the Carter Bryant, he said it was per Google. I haven't seen anything on Google.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either.
I would say if it doesn't come out of Jeff or myself's mouths, then don't even worry about it. I wouldn't trust Google at all. Sports Talk with Austin is in here. The Spurs team is like the OKC Thunder of 2 years ago, being ahead of schedule. Spurs playing with house money. And we said earlier, Nuggets and Rudy the Spurs. Yeah. They were a 44-win team predicted this year. I had them at 44 wins this year. They're playing with house money. Everything they're doing now is just house money. Why stop now? I mean, why stop now?
Yeah, keep it going.
April of Hope, Spurs will blow out the Thunder if defense turns into offensive fatigue will be a factor. Can OKC sustain the endurance of the Spurs? It's always defense, Jeff. I mean,
it is. It is, and you know, I'm worried that the one thing I'm worried about is if the mental side of things and the physical side of things catches up to the Spurs at the worst possible time, Game 7. Because think about it, they played in San Antonio, they had to fly up to OKC, get all the hotel stuff. I don't even know if they're gonna have a shoot around. I mean, Mitch may say, you know what, y'all just rest. We'll chat about it, before the game when everybody's warming up. Because at this point, Rudy, both sides know exactly what their X's and O's are. It's like might as well just give them the handbook.
You really can't tell them anything. I mean, you walk into a locker room and like Derek said, I mean, basically you say there's no tomorrow. I mean, you either win and we continue on and we go on this journey a little bit longer, or you lose and we're on vacation. I mean, there's really no other message you can give to this team. And that's for both sides. I mean, both sides are going to be the exact same way. So Spurs in theory, our buddy Michael's in here. Where are you at,
He's
Mike?
still ducking me.
Oh no,
He's
stop,
still
Jeff.
ducking
Stop.
me.
Mike, I was not paid tonight, so I'm not saying anything. So it says, good evening, gentlemen. Dylan Harper, I feel is going to be a difference in game 7.
Yeah. And Rehome, I've been saying this too. As much as they don't have an answer for Wemby, I don't really see them having some sort of defensive answer for Harper. He dances around them every freaking time. I mean, he makes it look, he clowns them. Go look at the tape. If he's on his game,
why are
the
you
Thunder
shocked?
are struggling to defend him.
Why are you shocked? Have you not been listening to me since Rutgers days? I mean, why are you shocked?
See, Rudy called it before he wasn't even in the NBA about Dylan Harper. So
when he was at Rutgers, I was telling you guys about him. But nonetheless, he's at work in Houston, so that's why he's not able to do it.
Okay.
If the Spurs win tomorrow, who's the Western Conference MVP award? Is it Wemby for sure? Would you make a case for Castle? It's going to be Wemby.
It's going to be Wemby, yeah.
It's almost like, it's going to be Wemby. I could make a case for Castle. Would you put Castle over Vassell? I mean, I can tell you,
hurts Castle is the turnovers.
I was going to say 20 turnovers in 2 games. That's kind of bad.
Hey, but credit to him. Our Spurs and Focus playoff reporter Hector Ledesma talked to him after Game 6 about those turnovers. So he was averaging 10 turnovers per game in games 1 and game 2, but since then he's now averaging 2.0 turnovers. So talk about a shift.
I would say even Castle, you could give Castle.
And I would throw in Castle in there, yes.
And he is. Dylan Harper is just so smooth. He really is.
Yeah.
He's not your He's not your current guard in the NBA. He takes it to the basket. He doesn't rely on his 3-point opportunity, his shots. He's a mid-range guy. He's everything you want in a young player that's going to be successful for years and years to come. Rehome's in here says, I have to say Vassell over Castle. Vassell's been the most consistent player, I feel. Thank you, Rehome. See, that's why Mike is a good friend of ours here, because
he's going to show up too. He's going to be a guest on the Sports Answer first before me. He's like, all right. I'm like, what are you doing, Rehome? Yeah.
Oh, no. But I mean, you got to put Vassell in the conversation, man.
Yeah, you do.
He's been consistent. And Jay Tipog is in here. It all comes down to the refs. And the last comment before we go, we got Ricardo in here. Obviously a Thunder fan, but I love it. Thunder's up. Spurs have been a great opponent. Thank you.
Yes.
Everybody needs to realize whether the Spurs win, lose, it doesn't matter. This has been a fabulous series, dude. This has been.
Yeah, it really has.
It's been a great series. I will admit, the rivalry is on. So let's just continue it here.
Man, somebody asked me earlier, like, who do you have? It was my uncle. My uncle texted me. He's like, who do you think is winning? I was like, at that point, I was like,
may the best team win.
May the best team win. Now. I mean, seriously, I'm like,
If you're a basketball enthusiast, you love this. I mean, this is love right here. So
yeah, exactly.
April says, God bless you, Spurs. Sharpen focus in game 7. Good luck. Great show, Jeff and Rudy. And then, of course, for Holmes says, great series indeed. So yeah, great comments as well, man.
Been a really,
you have the Spurs winning because my theory is 111-95 Spurs with the win.
I got Spurs 115-111.
Okay.
Yeah.
You like
I'm going with I like the odds that Vegas is, I guess, not giving this. You know what I mean, like the plus 3.5. So I'm gonna go with that. I think the Thunder gonna throw everything at them in Game 7. They're gonna throw everything at them.
There's nothing the Spurs haven't seen so far. So I mean, there's not much to throw. Are you gonna throw?
The only other thing I think if they can throw at the Spurs is if Chet grows a pair and actually takes it to Wemby. And doesn't.
I don't think he does.
But I don't think that's the only other wrinkle I could think of where he just accept it. You know, you're probably gonna get bodied and blocked by Wemby, but if he just brings that aggressiveness, that's the only other X factor I can think of that the Thunder can do.
I'll give you one last thought, and maybe you can think about this going into the game. The only thing I can see them doing is forcing SGA to be an MVP. And that is the absolute worst thing the Thunder can do. Have him try to win you this Game 7. Yeah. He's been playing terrible this entire series. There's nothing that tells me that the Spurs are going to let up on him or that he's going to have an SGA game. If they force feed him and say, you need to win us this game, Thunders are going to get beat so bad it's not even funny.
I hope that's right, Rudy. I hope that's right. Well, game 7 will be Saturday if you're watching this live right now. So tomorrow, but if you're watching it right now in the pre-recorded show, it'll be just a few hours from now. Yeah. Once that ball goes up, everybody, the Spurs will be officially 48 minutes away from possibly going to the NBA Finals and bringing the rematch, Spurs and Knicks, back in 1999 all the way to 2026. So hopefully that will happen. Yeah. What did April say?
I think it's a bit late for Chet to grow up hair.
I saw a glimpse of it. I just saw Chet grow up hair. I was like, wait, she's asking him to grow up hair?
Good stuff, fellas, for him. But yeah.
It's
going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Best stewards of sports, game 7 tomorrow.
Hey, Rudy, you need to brag about the answer.
Yeah, Sports Answer. It's myself. It's Derek Gervin. We come to you on the Friday drive over on Answer Now TV. You can go to Box Score Studio TV as well. Subscribe to one of those. You'll catch us there. You can also catch Spurs and Refocused on Box Score TV and Answer Now TV. We got some guests coming up. Former two-time six player of the year, Ricky Pierce, is going to be on the show here pretty soon.
Congrats, buddy.
We're going to have an NIL debate in sports with Derek's sister, who's also one of the representatives. So we got a lot of stuff coming up. We've got more guests that are lined up. So yeah, best way to get it to us is Answer Now TV or Box Score Studio TV. That way you don't miss anything.
And also to subscribe to Rudy on X at the Sports Answer. You want to do that right now? Just what are you waiting for? Just subscribe to him ASAP. Rudy, thank you for taking time out of your schedule on this evening to talk Game 7 on Game 7 Eve, Spurs Thunder. So good luck to the Silver and Black. We'll likely be back after the game is over, win or loss. Hopefully it's a win, but we'll be here if it's a loss as well. So it'll probably be another live show. So come rejoining us. Should be a good one. Again, win or loss. And everybody, we thank y'all for making Spurs in Focus your first and only spot for all things San Antonio Spurs. You want to come here first. Your primary source for all things Spurs talk, Spurs rumors, Spurs news, Spurs fun. And go and unsubscribe to everybody else and just subscribe here. And check us out on YouTube, YouTube Music, iTunes, Spotify, Apple, iTunes. I mean, the list goes on and on, everybody. Amazon Podcasts. Go subscribe right now. Spurs in Focus, Substack, completely free. 100% free. I see you, Ricardo. I saw that prediction. Hopefully it's right. Hopefully it's right. I mean, wrong. My bad.
No, wait a minute.
Wrong.
It's not Thunder in Focus.
Yeah.
It's Spurs in Focus. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Well, look, Thunder got to get equal representation, so they got it right
Always.
So, and yeah, the Substack, you see it on your screen if you're watching on YouTube. It's already Spurs in Focus Substack. Google that. Subscribe ASAP. And yeah, do me a favor and subscribe and follow me on X at Jeff G Spurs Zone. So good luck to the Spurs. Game 7 is right around the corner. So for Mr. Rudy Campos, I am Jeff Garcia, and now you're in focus with Spurs in Focus.